In your life, where do you find the spiritual? That was the question our worship associate leaders asked of us a few months ago. My first thought was nature and music. My next thoughts were something like, well, that seems cliche and too general to be useful. True, but... So I asked myself, what music? And my gut answered, Phish. P-H-I-S-H, Phish. And if you were at last week's service, you remember that we should listen to our gut. So my question for today is, why Phish? I guess because for me, a Phish concert isn't just a show. It's a journey, abstract and emotional. It's a space where my thinking mind sometimes gets the zoomies and sometimes even stops its incessant chatter. Sounds like meditation. Kind of. Maybe not the sit still and clear your mind kind, but the kind where your thoughts are allowed to rise and drift, shaped by music instead of silence. Requires a sense of safety, just like meditation does. And if we somehow feel safe in that sea of 10,000 or 40,000 strangers, and the physical space starts to dissolve then, and the experience becomes internal. The surroundings blur and the playlist becomes the path. It's like a therapeutic psychedelic journey. I don't know if you know, there is this movement around therapeutic psychedelic journeys that get guides that put together playlists. People put on blinders and lay back, and they have experiences, and it's driven largely by the music. There's medicine usually involved there too, but it's driven largely by the music. So there we are in this big venue with all this music moving us, and we're tripping together without needing substances, with or without substances. Just guitars, drums, and sometimes existential, sometimes absurd lyrics. And like a guided journey, it's not really about being here now. Well, it is and it isn't. It's more about escaping, at least for me, the mundane world of lists and responsibilities and what am I supposed to do next and how am I going to get that done, and more about imagining right now, creating right now, dreaming right now. Trey Anastasio, the band's leader and guitarist, in a recent New Yorker article, described his parallel experience here that he has as one of the musicians, or the lead musician, right? He said, I throw out a melodic phrase, something we can all jump on. That leads to another spontaneous key change, which can only happen if we're fully listening. And then the universe opens up, and I feel like I don't exist. I'm not locked in my mind anymore. I feel entirely connected to the people way back on the lawn. It's a miracle. It's this moment. I've gotten to peek behind the curtain for just a moment. And then the set ends, and I walk off stage, and someone asks me what time I want to eat. And, I'm back in this shit. For me, sometimes my busy hamster in a wheel, monkey brain mind, sometimes it actually stops and just focuses on the river of sound and the beams of light. Or if I'm close enough, on the guitarist's hands on the fretboard. Other times, it does the abstract equivalent of a rambunctious puppy. And it gets the zoomies and runs like an antelope all around the room. I remember attending my first few Phish shows as a philosophy student in the 90s. I might say that I had a bucket full of thoughts: ethics, dialectics, economics, epistemology, and those thoughts wanted to mingle. During the jams, they did. They danced and zoomed all over the place. One time, it might have been a crazy long jam version of Golgi Apparatus at the Spectrum in Philadelphia in December of '95. Or not. There's a whole core of Phish heads who could tell you with certainty what date and in which set they played Golgi Apparatus. I'm not that good. Anyway, with the lyrics on pause and a big spacey jam giving my thoughts free rein, I imagined Hegel's dialectic unfolding as a color wheel. Thesis was blue, antithesis was its complement, orange. Synthesis might have been green. And so the antithesis of the synthesis thesis would have been what? Red. And the cycle repeated as it does. I pictured these colors as glowing spheres, little balls, if you will, a little blue ball and a little orange ball connected, joined by a bar of golden light, like dumbbells in shape. Each of those bars, then the next one would twist a little bit, and the next one next to it, until it formed a rainbow-colored double helix. I know. Whoa, man. Right? And then with 20,000 people around me, I found myself singing, "Tires are the things on your car that make contact with the road." And I was grinning ear to ear, because it's the silliness that broke the trance. It was the punchline, the meditation bell, the joyful absurdity that reminded me I wasn't just thinking in the shower, I wasn't in private, I was at a concert with other people, lots of other people. It's a feeling of the joke's on me, like you ever catch yourself in public in that moment when you wonder, did anyone see me space out just then? Except that we were all doing it. Phish concerts are full of these musical jokes. And like good jokes, they carry truth, sometimes existential truth. They surprise us, they expose our humanness, and they do it without judgment. Joseph Campbell once wrote, "Myths are public dreams, dreams are private myths." At a Phish show, we daydream together. Our private myths collide and mix in this wild public space. In a light show. And when the band drops a silly lyric or a familiar riff, it calls us back, not with doctrine, but with delight. We laugh, we sing, we remember we're not alone. This kind of liberated mental space, this wild mental play, is not usually allowed in my day-to-day life. As a construction project manager with an office right next to the boss, I better focus on wrangling subcontractors and trying to stay 2 steps ahead on details and prices. There's really not a lot of room for existential reflection or poetic absurdity. Even decades ago as a student, I needed breaks from worrying about the next term paper or exam and more texts than I could read in the time that I had to read them, right? Phish has one of my favorite songs then, especially Chalk Dust Torture. My vasoconstrictors come slowly undone. Is it unwound? My vasoconstrictors are slowly unwound. Unwound. Can't this wait till I'm undone? Sorry. Can't this wait till I'm old? Can I live while I'm young? Kind of a student's anthem about a little too much pressure. Except for one semester where I minimized my course load so that I could carve out little breaks for each dense page of text to let the ideas tumble and remix in my meme pool of a brain. That semester was fun. And that's one thing that Phish shows do for me. They provide space and time for that little meme pool, a safe space for my thoughts to play and evolve, a place where I can laugh at the randomness and still feel strangely grounded. In fact, after the shows, I often feel more present than before, more grounded, even after the trance. Sometimes kind of exhausted from just bouncing a lot. Call it dancing, but you're being very complimentary if you do. And then just walking back through the snow one time to the apartment with the friends, or through the mud at another festival, or a long parking lot gauntlet. There's just a certain post-show clarity, a kind of mental reset. Maybe that's why I find these concerts spiritual. And I struggle with that word. I don't know if any of you do. I don't quite know what that means, and am I spiritual? And when I say that to someone, what the hell are they thinking that it means? I think it has a lot of different meanings, but that's kind of why I find them that way. These shows, they're absurd, they're ecstatic, and they're shared. They allow me to let go and then gently hand me back to myself. They remind me that there is space between the tasks and the worries. I can see the light between me and my mind. It's a lyric. There's still room for awe and for hope. Hope. It does matter, or it doesn't, or both. Maybe hope plays a key role in our day-to-day efforts of working to build a better world, right? And I don't know, do we get addicted to it sometimes? And does it obligate us to ever more action, hoping for things and knowing that the best thing, we know that here, that the best thing we can do to engender hope is to act on things, to work for justice where we see injustice. But in order to avoid becoming almost, sometimes maybe even a little bit of a poisonous resentment of always, 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 don't stop, oh, can't put that down, can't do this, can't take any time out for myself, got to work on that. Because when we do these things for each other and for justice, we want to do them with a spirit of joy, right? We want to do them and beam what we want to be and what we see in the world. So do we sometimes need a reminder of the cosmic scope? To set us free from anxiety so we can experience joy and ridiculous laughter as we bounce around the room together, laughing, fall apart, singing absurdist songs about lizards and possums and bathtubs full of gin in a crazy light show with beach balls in the crowd. I think I need that. That kind of break, that kind of therapy, that kind of joy. And maybe that's why I find Phish shows to be spiritual. And with that, I'm going to invite our musicians back to the stage and give us a little taste of this in 3 different kinds of songs. And feel free to stand up and bounce with me if that's what you want to do, or sing along with the silly lyrics, and you might even recognize a few.
Thanks a lot for having me here. It's a real pleasure to be here, and thanks, Mark, for those words. I can relate to everything you just said.
Like to live beneath the dirt, a tiny space to move and breathe is all that I would ever need. I'd like to live beneath the dirt, where I'd be free from push and shove, like all those swarming up above. Beneath the hills I'll spend my time.
Shout your name into the wind.
I'll wriggle in the earth and dew.
Shout your name into the wind.
Sometimes I will think of you.
Shout your name into the wind.
And if you ever think of me, kneel down and kiss the earth. Show me what this thought is worth.
I'll never hear your voice again.
I'd like to give a little context to the one I'm about to do, if that's okay. When Mark asked me to do this, he asked for some songs that have some whimsy in them. And this is one that sort of epitomizes that. And during the early days of the pandemic, we were home with my two daughters, and every morning we would have music time. And this is a song that I would play for them every day, and they called it the silly song. That's not what it's called. It's called Reba, but that's what we would do. So it felt appropriate for this context. And this is the same guitar I'd always play it for them on. So that's nice. And my kids are not here. They're actually back home in Sweden, hopefully watching. Hello, girls. So that's hope you enjoy it.
Reba sink a boulder in the water. Reba tie a cable to a tree. You're stuck in a game of lipstick, perfume, flypaper, razor, razor to the slide, cross the needle with the prune. Knee deep in the motel tub, sing a Reba ding a little from a lip. Dip, sip. You will babble to the nag with lipstick, perfume, mutter to a farmer in a truck. Take a peek at the cheater, read a cheat on the couch, sing a pain, put them cold in the water. Tie a cable to a tree. Put a nature to the nag with lipstick, perfume, Reba flush a flesh farm, leftover thunder in a circle. Down the pipes. Bag it and tag it. Sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it and tag it. Sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it and tag it. Sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it and tag it. Sell it to the butcher in the store. Reba put a stopper at the bottom of the tub, picked up the jar and screwed the top and watched it drop into the water. Put a bit of plaster, mixed some coffee grounds, some mud, and then she stirred it with the ladle that her grandmother had bought her. Threw in a pot of melted wax, a 4 foot and a hoof, apple core, worms galore, a can of some corrosive, coconuts and chloroform, some wicker and some cork, some toxic waste, some purple paste she hoped was not explosive. Reba dipped a ladle for a taste of her creation, and she knew that what she made would be the finest in the nation. Bag it and tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it and tag it. Bag it and tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it and tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it and tag it. Bag it and tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it and tag it. Bag it and tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it and tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it, sell it to the butcher in the store. Oh, bag it, tag it.
And this is the one that I'm going to need your help with.
I paused a moment once in time before the sun began to shine, to weigh the choice I had to make. And therein lied my first mistake. My second came just after that, to keep the solar discus flat, make the planets scurry round. Therein lied was pride profound. Mountains, streams and plains, 10,000 creatures, none the same. A million little things to solve, or not, I'll let them all evolve. First came the light, then came the sound, then came the worlds that could never slow down, then came the people with problems and hopes that don't mean a thing if they just knew the scope. First came the light, then came the sound, then came the worlds that could never slow down, then came the people with problems and hopes that don't mean a thing if they just knew the scope. First came the light, then came the sound, then came the worlds that could never slow down, then came the people with problems and hopes that don't mean a thing if they just knew the scope. First came the light, then came the sound, then came the worlds that could never slow down, then came the people with problems and hopes that don't mean a thing if they just knew the scope. First came the light, then came the sound, then came the worlds that could never slow down. Then came the people with problems and hopes that don't mean a thing if they just knew the scope. First came the light, then came the sound, then came the worlds that could never slow down. Then came the people with problems and hope that don't mean a thing if they just knew the scope. First came the light, then came the sound, then came the worlds that could never slow down. Then came the people with problems and hope that don't mean a thing if they just knew the scope. First came the lights, then came the sound, then came the worlds that could never slow down. Then came the people with problems and hope that don't mean a thing if they just knew the scope. First came the light, then came the sound, then came the worlds that could never slow down. First came the light.
Thank you, Eric, and thanks, Crystal, and our own Roger Corman. This was... You know how many rehearsals these guys did together in order to do this? None. Very talented. Invite Crystal up here to extinguish the chalice for us. I have a little bit of a benediction, and then I'm going to be a little bit delayed getting out into the narthex because I'd like to hear the postlude, and I'll invite you to stay for that too. Things evolve not by standing still, but by turning, returning again, but anew. We fall apart, we pause, we breathe, we rise, with ever-widening hearts and eyes open wide to the strange design. We return again, but not the same, for every thread that binds us loosens, then rewinds us in a widening arc of joy. May we love with ever-widening hearts and listen when the smoke billows from the valley below, a signal, a calling, a homecoming. We start anew, not in circles, but in spirals of becoming. Together, if only we would know that hope, despite the scope, we live, we cry, we grow. Let us exhale and grin and glow as we surrender to the flow. May it be so.
Thanks again for having me. It's really fun.
Don't wanna be an actor pretending on the stage. Don't wanna be a writer with my thoughts out on the page. Don't wanna be a painter 'cause everyone comes to look. Don't wanna be anything where my life's an open book. A dream, it's true, but I'd see it through. If I could be wasting my time with you. Don't wanna be a farmer working in the sun. Don't wanna be an outlaw or always on the run. Don't wanna be a climber reaching for the top. Don't wanna be anything where I don't know when to stop. A dream, it's true, but I'd see it through if I could be wasting my time with you. So if I'm inside your head, don't believe what you might have read. You'll see what I might have said. To hear it, come waste your time with me. Come waste your time with me. So if I'm inside your head, don't believe what you might have read. You'll see what I might have said. To hear it, come waste your time with me. 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 Come waste your time.